What's good? Let's get into Survivor Series predictions. Survivor Series takes place on Saturday, November the 29th. And so far, we just have 4 matches on the card. It's going to be taking place live in San Diego, California, from the Petco Park venue. It can hold anywhere between 40 and 45K people. So right now, they've got about 30-something K tickets sold. I think it's like 40. I think it's like 34, 35K tickets sold. I would imagine by the time Saturday rolls around, they should have about a good 36K to 38K people show up at the event. Basically, Survivor Series is basically stacked because you got a bunch of stars for both the men and women's War Games matches. So you got, and then plus you got John Cena's final pay-per-view, really, which is what it is. So you've got mega stars. You got stars galore on this show. So, yeah, of course it's going to bring out a ton of people. So that's good. So there are only 4 matches, which is dumb. You could have squeezed in maybe one more match. At least one more. But it's not going to happen. So it is what it is. We've got, just 4 matches, and that's it. Because the show is basically sold off of War Games. So, let's start with Stephanie Vacker versus Nikki Bella for the Women's World Championship. Stephanie Vacker will retain. This match does not need to go long. I would say give them about 12 to 15 minutes to tell a story at least, or to try to bring Nikki Bella to a good match. Nikki Bella's just there because she's got issues. She's dealing with some issues with her former husband. So, there is that. So she's gotta do some shit. So she, yeah. Obviously Stephanie Vacker is going to win. This should be the calm down match. This should be a calm down match after War Games, which I would assume that the women are going to obviously open the show. Men are clearly going to main event. So, yeah. But Stephanie Vacker is going to win. What do you do with Stephanie Vacker going forward? I have no idea. I don't even know if they have any more opponents lined up for her. They need to put her in a feud, like quick, fast, in a hurry. Like, Nikki Bella is not it. And I don't even know, why they went this route. But it is. I mean, it is what it is. It's fine. But this to me just feels like a Raw on Netflix match. Really and truthfully, this is something that you could either main event a Raw with or open up the show with. Well, not really open up the show with, but, have it be the first match of the night on a random Raw on Netflix. That's the vibe I'm getting from this. All right, moving on from that. Women's War Games. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and AJ Lee versus Nia Jax, Last Legend, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, and Becky Lynch. Now, if you guys have been listening to any of my Raw reviews at any given length or time, for just this month, just the month of November, I have been adamantly against the Women's War Games this year for the women. Why? Because it doesn't need to happen. We could easily get away with this just being a traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match. You don't need to do this. This is just random women, babyface. Well, not random women, but it's just team babyface versus team heel. It's not even like faction warfare, which is basically the whole premise of war games. It's faction fucking warfare, right? This is something that you could easily just do a traditional 5-on-5 match. And I don't understand why you need to have a war games every single year. Like, that's the problem with Survivor Series. It's been watered down for years. I would say that Survivor Series has been watered down for probably, I would say, the past 15 years, if not 20. I would venture to say probably the past 10 years. To put it bluntly, I would say the past 10 years, Survivor Series has been on a massive decline. It was even on the decline when Vince was still in charge, right? And it's just something that I don't care about. Like, it seems that within the big five, Survivor Series is on the bottom of the barrel when it comes to importance in pay-per-views. Clearly, WWE's big three would actually be WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, and SummerSlam. Those are their big three, right? And you can put Money in the Bank in there as part of like the big four, because that has more importance than Survivor Series. So Survivor Series gets the short end of the stick. But that's besides the point. But who wins this match? It's probably going to end up being the baby faces here, obviously. And then after War Games is over with, they're going to go ahead and run the Becky Lynch and AJ Lee feud, get that going. So that's what they'll do with that. I don't know what they're going to do with the Kabuki Warriors. I have no idea what they're going to do with Rhea and Io after this. Same thing with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Last Legend, she just got there. Nia Jax, who cares? So I don't know. But I'd imagine that the babyfaces are going to obviously win that. Moving on from the Women's War Games match into I would say it's going to be the co-main event of the show. John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. Dominic Mysterio will obviously win. Why would he lose in his hometown? And not just that, I doubt if Cena's going to beat Dom, right? It just wouldn't make sense. Cena won the IC title in his hometown when they were in Boston. When Raw was in Boston like 3 weeks ago. So it's only fair for Cena to drop it right back to Dom. I kind of wish that he would take the Intercontinental Championship in his last match to put somebody young over, but it's not going to happen. So Dom will win. What do you do with Dom when he actually wins the belt? What do you do with that? I do think that Dom could win in some sleazy, heelish way. You could either use the ring bell or the ring hammer to have him win against John Cena, or you could bring in the Judgment Day, who I fucking despise. You could bring those guys in, Finn Balor, JD McDonough, right? That's it. But I would just go with Dom, beating Cena with like either the ring bell or the hammer. Oh, the ring hammer. So I don't know. That's what I would do if I were booking this show. And then main event of the evening, the men's War Games match. CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, the Usos, Jimmy and Jey Uso, Roman Reigns versus Division, Braun Breaker, Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar. Who wins this? I would suggest, if the Vision is still going to continue, I would have the Vision win. So I think you should have the Vision win. Maybe you have Braun Braun Breaker maybe go over on Roman Reigns or whatever. I don't. Well, no. Well, maybe, I don't know. But I would have the Vision win. The Vision kind of need to win to secure their dominance, right? So I think you could either have Braun Breaker win or have Logan Paul win. Maybe have Logan Paul win for his team. Because with what Roman teased on Raw this past Monday, it looks like it's going to be Roman Reigns and CM Punk, not Roman and Cody. It's not going to be Roman and Cody, even though we know that they are 1-1. But it's not going to be Roman and Cody. It's just not. It doesn't look like that. Again, if you pay attention, Roman, whenever he makes his massive returns, it's always been on Netflix. It's never really been on USA Network for Smackdown. So, yeah. But I do think that the Vision will win. It does make sense. Logan Paul will probably get the win for his team. And I am excited for the men's War Games match, just to see how the hell Brock is going to just, beat the shit out of some of these guys, right? Clearly, Brock and Roman are going to not do a whole lot in this match, obviously, right? They're not. Like, they're going to be taking out, they're going to be taking long naps in this thing, like very, very long naps. And I'm all for it. I think I think Cody and Punk are going to go balls to the walls maybe. With this, the Usos, same thing. Logan Paul, definitely. Braun Breaker for sure. I can't wait to see what he's going to do. But War Games for the men should be interesting and it should be fun. So I'm going to go over my predictions one more time. So Stephanie Vacker will defeat Nikki Bella to retain her Women's World Championship. The babyface women for the Women's War Games, Rhea, Io, Alexa, Charlotte, and AJ Lee, they will win their Women's War Games match. Dominic will defeat John Cena to regain the Intercontinental Championship via either the help of Judgment Day or either a foreign object. So whether that be a ring hammer or the ring bell itself, Dom will retain in one of those two fashions. And then the Vision, Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar, they will win the men's War Games match. So, hopefully Survivor Series is good. It is WWE's final pay-per-view of the year, which it should not be. I don't know why Triple H decided to deviate from having a traditional pay-per-view in December. You need to. AEW does. Well, they now do. TNA does, NXT does, but it is what it is. Saturday night's main event, to me, has just been lackluster. I feel like he'll have to try and do some shit for John Cena's final match for sure. But Survivor Series should be decent, hopefully. This should be probably a good, maybe 3-hour show. Maybe 3 hours and 15 minutes. I doubt if it'll be 4 hours because I don't see the women's War Games match going an hour. I see them maybe going a good 40 to 45 minutes. The men definitely an hour for sure. And then the John Cena and Dominic Mysterio match, that can go about 15 minutes. The same thing with Stephanie Vacker and Nikki Bella. That can go about 12 to 15 minutes as well. So with all that, involved, and you add commercials and stuff, it should really be about a good 3 to 3.5 hour show. But what do you guys think of Survivor Series, and what are your predictions for Survivor Series? Like, comment, subscribe, peace.